Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehotline.com with another quick tip for families in intensive care. Today I have an email from Heather who says, "Hi Patrick, my dad has a foot wound on his heel that was previously surgically drained, biopsied and debrided and treated with IV antibiotics. He had a wound back and then the wound was dry. Nothing growing in the cultures taken. He was transferred and finished his course of IV antibiotics for blood infection. When I noticed the foot bandage was not being changed and checked each day, I asked the nurse about it. She showed me that her directions were to only change if the bandage appeared dirty or there was a bad smell coming from it. I spoke to the doctor and got assurance that the wound care physician was changing the bandage every 2 days and monitoring it because they didn't want to disturb new skin growth. We were assured that there was no infection, no drainage, and no need for it to be escalated to a surgical consult. Then the wound care doctor met with my elderly mother alone and said the wound doesn't look good and part of it looks soft and they will debride, but probably can't handle this type of wound. And someone else will need to, and the doctor made a chop motion. This was right after a family meeting where they assured us he would have access to a foot ankle surgeon if needed, and that wound care was communicating with the infectious disease doctor. I can't now take my father to see his podiatrist, foot ankle specialist surgeon, because after entering an LTAC and aspirating, getting pneumonia, he needed to be put on a ventilator and then finally had a tracheostomy surgery on the 14th of February and is in the process of weaning. The weaning is going well. He's breathing on CPAP for about 7 to 8 hours per day at a very low pressure rate, and respiratory therapy has recommended that he starts on a T-piece or T-bar. I don't want to set back his weaning process. I can't ignore the possibility of bone infection and it not being monitored and him being taken off IV antibiotics too early. How should I best ask for both to be addressed? All of this is complicated by this facility refusing to give me the doctor's orders, progress notes, and nurse's notes. My mother and I are supposed to be satisfied with the nurse explaining to us verbally if they have time. I have asked for the notes and offered to pay. They have updated me that if I pay for the pages, I can have a printout, but it will be weeks afterwards. Best, from Heather. Thank you, Heather, for sharing this difficult situation with me. Here is what I would do next. First off, it's good that he's making progress with the weaning, and I'm surprised, that he's making progress in LTAC, because as you probably know, I don't have anything good to say about LTACs in general. However, here is what I will say. Given it might go well with weaning, but it certainly doesn't go well with wound care and with wound care specialists in particular. And I'm not surprised, given that your dad is in LTAC, and in an ICU or in a hospital, he would be getting the weaning and the pressure area care. He would be getting both. You also haven't shared whether he's got a stage 1, 2, 3, or even 4 pressure sore. So it would be good to find out what stage pressure sore he has. But that's also why it's important that you get access to the medical records, because that would all be documented in there. And let me clarify this. First off, you absolutely have the right to access medical records. That's not a privilege, that is a right. So, make no mistake here and keep the pressure on and don't let them get away with that. Often what it takes is either, a second party to come in and put pressure on them, like we do here at intensivecarehotline.com, or we write a letter to hospital or LTAC executive, and that will turn the needle 100%. So it is important also that, you check, obviously, the wound daily. They need to check the wound daily, but even you can request that you can have a look at the wound daily. What is it that they have to hide? So, what is difficult here is, if your dad can't get mobilized because of the foot wound, that might set him back with the weaning. But I would also hope that the foot wound won't delay him in weaning and won't delay him getting out of bed, right? So it is important, though, that they take the pressure off his foot all the time, right? And do the dressing changes every day, and not only when it's dirty, like you referred to. That's not very professional. That's almost ridiculous, and a dressing needs to be changed either daily, or there are some dressings where you can leave them 2, 3, sometimes even 7 days for hydrocolloid dressings. But it really depends on what the wound looks like, So those are your options here in terms of, first off, get access to the medical records. Once again, it's a right, not a privilege. And, you need to put the pressure on and set deadlines. Tell them you need access to the medical records tomorrow at 3 o'clock. You don't need to explain yourself. You just ask for what you want. And, hopefully your dad can also stay on the CPAP overnight. I believe now at the moment it's during the day. What's also important is for your dad to get in a good day and night rhythm, right? Because that will help him to be strong during the day and wean during the day, and hopefully he can rest at night. And that will hopefully give him more and more time off the ventilator during the day, right? That is really important. Once he has more time off the ventilator during the day, maybe they can start a speaking valve trial. Maybe they can try the speaking valve, and maybe they can also try a tracheostomy capping to see whether they can breathe without the tracheostomy. I know it sounds a little bit far-fetched at the moment if he's still fully ventilated overnight, but those should be his goals, plus the mobilization, plus, changing his dressing regularly and not only when it's dirty. That is not good practice. So I hope that helps, and I hope that answers your questions, Heather. Now, I've worked in critical care for nearly 25 years in 3 different countries, where I worked as a nurse manager for over 5 years, and where I have been consulting and advocating for over 5 years. I've been consulting and advocating since 2013 here at intensivecarehotline.com, and I can confidently and without the slightest hint of exaggeration say that we have saved many lives as part of our consulting and advocacy. And you can verify that on our testimonials section at intensivecarehotline.com. And you can also look up our podcast at intensivecarehotline.com, where we've done client interviews and who can vouch for our work. And that's also one of the reasons why we created a membership for families of critically ill patients in intensive care. And you can become a member if you go to intensivecarehotline.com. And if you click on the membership link, or you go to intensivecaresupport.org directly. In the membership, you have access to me and my team 24 hours a day in the membership area and via email, and we answer all questions intensive care related. You also have access, or exclusive access, to 21 ebooks and 21 videos as part of the membership that I have personally written and recorded, sharing all my nearly 2.5 decades of ICU experience with you and your families. I also do one-on-one consulting and advocacy for families in intensive care. I talk to you over the phone, Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, whichever medium works best for you. I talk to you and your families directly, and I handhold you through this once-in-a-lifetime situation that you can't afford to get wrong. I also talk to doctors and nurses directly, and I ask all the questions that you haven't even considered asking, but must be asked when you have a loved one critically ill in intensive care. I also represent you in family meetings with intensive care teams, and all with the goal of making informed decisions, have peace of mind, control, power and influence, making sure your loved one gets best care and treatment. We also do medical record reviews in real time so that you can get a second opinion in real time. We also do medical record reviews after intensive care if you have unanswered questions, if you need closure, or if you are suspecting medical negligence. And all of that you get at intensivecarehotline.com. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or simply send us an email to support@intensivecarehotline.com with your questions. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families in intensive care. Click the like button, click the notification bell, comment below what you want to see next, what questions and insights you have from this video. I also do a weekly YouTube live where I answer your questions live on a show, and you will get notification for the YouTube live if you are a subscriber to my YouTube channel, or if you are a subscriber to our email newsletter at intensivecarehotline.com. Also, share this video with your friends and families. If you want your email done quickly, read out quickly, and your questions answered quickly, you can leave a donation here with the super chat button, and I will answer your question in email in the next couple of days. I have emails sitting in my email inbox from early this year or late last year even, and I'm still catching up with the emails. And if you want to leave a small donation anyway to support our work so we can help as many families in intensive care as possible all around the world, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehotline.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care for now.